Okay, continuing on from part one, we're now going to take the total payment that we calculated and break that out between interest and principal repayments and see how, even though the loan stays the same, as you pay the loan down over a period of time, the interest that you pay actually decreases each payment, while the principal that you pay back, or the payback of the original amount borrowed, increases over time. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is to set up the number of periods that your loan is paying. We said that this 30-year loan is paying monthly, or 12 payments per year, which gives you 360 total payments. So what I did is I pre-populated this spreadsheet, starting with period 1 and moving all the way down to period 360. The next thing we have to do is start with our beginning balance. The beginning balance for period 1 is the money that's lent to you by the lender. In this case, it's $100,000. The interest rate is calculated by taking the beginning balance and multiplying it by the interest rate divided by 12. It's the interest rate divided by 12, remember, because this is an annual rate. And if we hit enter, we could see that we are paying $354.17 in principal, or say in interest, in period 1. Now, since our total payment is $491.94, the difference, or the principal payment, back to the borrower, back from the borrower to the lender, is going to equal the total payment minus the interest payment. That gives us $137.77. Our ending balance is calculated by taking our beginning balance and subtracting out our principal payment. Now, after the borrower makes their first payment back to the lender, they will have paid back $137.70, meaning they've accumulated an extra $137.77 of equity, and the amount that they owe the lender has decreased by that number. Now, creating an amortization schedule is just simply taking all of these calculations and applying them over the 360 periods. Now, there's a trick to do that utilizing Excel where we don't have to actually type these in. The first thing we need to do is go to period 2 and find period 2 beginning balance, which is simply period 1's ending balance. We need to find now the interest payment, which is the same calculation as in period 1. But what we're going to do is we're going to go into the formula bar for period 1's interest payment. We're going to click on the cell for the interest rate, and we're going to click the F4 button. The F4 button puts these dollar signs around the cell, which in Excel terms anchors that cell so that you don't have to actually copy it down. And if you do that, if you know Excel, once you drag the formula down, that B2 would move to B3, but since it's anchored, it stays as B2. Now we do the same thing for the principal payment, but we're going to anchor the total payment cell. We're going to hit enter, drag that down, and then we're going to drag down our ending balance calculation. And now we have the payment, the beginning balance, the payments, and the ending balance for period 2. Now to simply take this out for the whole 360 payments, we highlight it, and then we hover our mouse pointer where this cross is over this bottom right-hand corner of this highlighted region, and we double-click it. Double left-clicking it carries and copies all of these formulas down for this whole array or table that was set by the periods. So as you can see, the amount of interest you're paying is decreasing payment by payment, where the amount of principal you're paying increases payment by payment. The sum of any of these two payments is always going to be